Hello and welcome. So I've got a little picture today that I want to share with you. Well, actually, I'm going to be mixing up a couple of unsplash pictures. So let's go down to the other camera. Okay, so we've got this picture here of kind of a house in a meadow, quite like the sunset or sunrise. I'm not sure which it is. And then there were lots of these pictures on Unsplash as well. And I think I kind of want to incorporate that into the fields. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be having a little go at anyways. Um, so what have I got out today? I've made a little bit of a start. I'm using my Light Wish sketchbook, which has got 300 GSM cold pressed watercolour paper in. I've got a pencil here. Mine just happens to be a Blackwing, but it's any pencil. I've got 3 brushes at the ready. They're the Princeton Snap round brushes in a 12, a 6 and a 2, together with my cloth. I've got some water over here, and then let's see if I can get my paints in as well. Okay, so I'm using this little tin that I got from Etsy. The tin came with empty, you could choose half pans or full pans, together with a water brush. What else did it come with? It came with one of these, which does all fit in there. But I've kind of adapted it. I've got these half pans. These are all Daniel Smith. So I've got a plethora of colours here. Gosh, that's a big word for me at this time in the morning. And then I've got this little palette here, together with a sponge. I would just put a water brush and maybe a fine liner in there, and that would do for me to take out. But I'm using it in the studio today. So I've started making a rough sketch of where I wanted my horizon line to be, just above halfway, thinking of our 2/3, our thirds basically. And I've started to make a outline of the little house that I'm going to do. I'm actually going to really try and simplify this a bit, because it looks a bit tricky to draw. And I just want to make sure that I've got an impression of this house there, really, rather than anything too complex. So I think I'm just going to go like this and give this one a bit of a roof like that, and maybe we'll have a little window there, and maybe we'll show a little window there, and that will do for my house. We need a chimney. Let's add a little chimney in. But other than that, I'm not going to be drawing anything else. So I'm going to start with the sky, I think, and try and get some of this lovely colour in. So what shall we use? Maybe quinacridone gold, and I don't know how well they'll go, but maybe we'll try the burnt sienna and the quinacridone gold. So I'm going to wet my sky area, and I'm being so lazy this morning that my water is not particularly clean, but like most things, I'm going to stay calm. It's just that I don't have a lot of time this morning before I have a client coming. So, because most of you probably, well, you might not know. But I still do a little bit of part-time psychotherapy for a few clients. So there we go. We've got some water down. So let's see what this quinacridone gold looks like to start off with. Oh, now that is quite a good colour. So I'm going to get a little bit of that in. And then let's get a little bit of our burnt sienna. I'm hoping they're not going to be too alike. No, we've got a little bit of difference there, haven't we? So we want to get some of these kind of cloud shapes. Maybe we'll go a bit dark around the edge of the house. Although I might put some trees in the background for the edge of the house anyway. Ooh, that's looking like a nice sky, I think. But what I might also do is, let's just find a piece of tissue, or even better, a piece of sponge. And I just want to see if I can get some kind of shapes in there. Yeah, I think that's slightly better. Right, I'm going to go straight ahead and get my greens in the bottom. Some of you, if you're very keen-eyed, might have noticed this little mark here, which was from the page on the other side. I'm not bothered because I'm going to be using greens anyway. So let us get some greens in. What shall we use today? Oh, let's use some of this sunlit green. And also country olive. Let's go for that one today. So what I might try and do is get my country olive to go down. I mean, it won't because it'll melt in, but and I think I might use my country olive to get some of these tree shapes in as well, kind of on this horizon line, and then add another colour into those. At the moment, obviously, I'm working wet into wet. Don't know whether to go up and round. Maybe. No, I don't think I will because we want the sky to show. Okay, we won't do that one. We want the sky to show. So, I want to add a darker green in. One that's gonna, how about jadeite? Jadeite genuine. Just want to add a bit of something else into these kind of bushes here. And then where this is spreading, I'm going to try and pull some of that out so that I can get some of these lines going through. So I'm just using what I've pulled out to get some of these lines going down. And then I'm going to use a tool. Where are you? Here we go. I'm going to use this embossing pen. But you could use something that's maybe got, let's see, if you've got a brush that's got one of these on the end, like so. Or just the end of your brush, or a ballpoint pen that has run out. They're always good to hang on to. And what I want to do is get some of these whilst it's still wet, and I can drag it down a bit. I'm going to get some of these lines in. Since we've got some of these lines going on. Which I think will give it just a little something else. And also, while it's still wet, can you see here we've got some of these little yellow flowers echoing this kind of sky a little bit. So let's go down a brush and go back to our quinacridone gold, quite watered down I think, so that we can get just some random splats in to give an impression of those things that are in the bottom of the field there. And I know I've kind of left some white spaces there. I'm okay with that. I want it to look like that almost. So yeah, I think I really quite like that sky, and I like it echoing down the bottom there. I really need to make that horizon line a bit better. We do there, maybe we can just emphasize that a bit more by making them look a bit more like shadows coming down. Right, let's dry this off. Okay, so I have dried that off. Right, before we do anything else, let's see what we're going to do with this house. Now, in the picture, it's white with a kind of terracotta type roof. So I think that will probably work quite well. So for my terracotta roof, I can go back to my burnt sienna, but maybe I will darken it up a bit with some, what was this? Hematite genuine, so that it's a slightly darker brown. And then we can start to get these roofs in. I'm just using my little size 2 brush now to get those, and it should have a bit of texture to it automatically because the Hematite Genuine is a granulating paint. There we go, that's what I was looking for. I think to make my house pop, I'm going to get my bleed proof white out, and so we're going to use a little bit of this bleed proof white. This is the delicate bit. But my paper is not that white, it's more creamy, slightly creamy anyway. So I think it will help to just use the bleed proof white. And then I might get either a coloured pencil, or I might get my fountain pen out, my carbon platinum fountain pen, in order to do something with those windows. Okay, I think that's just whitened that up a little bit. Now I need that to dry. So I think what I might do while I'm waiting for that to dry is add a little bit more to these kind of flower things, these flowery bits in the bottom here. And let's go back to our quinacridone gold and maybe just at the bottom here, maybe even just this corner. Yeah, maybe just this corner. We'll have a few of these flowers. And then we'll use our Jadeite Genuine to maybe get some stalks going on. Like that. So we've just got something going on at the bottom there. But also maybe let's get a few just kind of leafy, other vegetation-y type bits down here. Just so that we've got a little something going on in our corner at the bottom there. But I think also I'll use a little bit of the hematite Let's just get you activated a bit more. There we go. The Hematite Genuine says that these flowers have got centres. Oh, not every single one, but some of them have. Okay, let's find, I think, what colour are we going to go with? What colour are you? You look, this is called French Grey. Needs a little bit of a sharpen, so let's just sharpen you up. So this is a Caran d'Ache Luminance in French Grey. I'm trying not to put my hand in the flowers. Maybe moving that out of the way a little bit. I want to go around these windows, maybe even blocking them in. I'm not sure. I'm just moving it so I don't get my hands in the little flowers that I did. So you can't really see anything in those windows, so I think I am going to just shade those in. And then I also want, she says moving everything around, I want a bit of a line down here and down here, and then I want to add in a bit of kind of shading. I don't want it to look, so maybe a bit underneath the roof. Yeah, just so it's got a little bit more. I'll bring that up higher for you. There you go. And you can see those little flowers that I've put there. I might add some little white flowers in, white to echo the white, so that we've got white somewhere else. Let's get a little bit more of our white out, and maybe some of this. Interspersed, we can have these little white flowers. Yes, I like that better. Okay, and our house isn't grounded. It's kind of floating there. So let's go back to, what colour was this? Oh, this is green earth. Okay, that wasn't what I used, was it? I used country olive. That's it. So let's get a little bit of country olive, and maybe we can get a little bit of something going on at the bottom of our house here. So that we're, you know, we don't want the edge to look too neat, do we, on that side maybe? And then let's just blend that in as well. A bit more. And maybe we'll, that's it, just bring some of that down a bit further. Right. Wow. Okay, so those are my two reference pictures, which I think were quite nice on their own. If you just, yeah, I don't know if I saved the links where I got these from. If I did, I'll put them below, but if not, oh, Pixabay, actually. The top one was Pixabay, and if you just put in house, meadow, grass, flowers, probably get it. And then the bottom one is Green Lines on Unsplash by Adrius Gookthorne. Yeah, there we go. Let's just do a bit of unveiling, and then I'm going to tell you about my Inktober. So let's do our masking tape first. There. Ah, I quite like that. I think that's a little bit different. It's not the same house. It's not the same field. It's a bit of what my friend Diana would call a mishmash, but I quite like that now that it's done. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being there. Right, so let me bring in, if I move these out of the way, my list, and I will share with you my Inktober list. I will put the link, sorry, not put the link, I will put this in the description below. So I haven't chosen to do something every single day in October because I think that's a little bit too pressurized for many of us. So I've chosen more or less every third day. So we've got a sphere, we've got golden, cold, delicate, cube, bold, warm, crazy, quiet, wild, and joyous. So these are quite, they're not very specific words. I mean, they're not nouns really, other than I suppose cube is, but and sphere. But it shows that you can do whatever you want with them. Whatever makes sense to you, what that kind of means to you. So those of you that are Patreons, my Patreons have access to my Discord server, so we'll be sharing what we're doing on those days for Inktober. However, I will try my best to put YouTube videos up showing what I'm doing for each one of those days: the 1st, the 3rd, the 6th, the 9th, the 12th, 15th, 18th, 21st, 24th, 27th and 30th. So that's my plan, to do my little Inktober. So hopefully some of you will tune in for that. And I hope that you've enjoyed this little video today. So as always, subscribe, hit the like button, and always stay safe, stay healthy, and stay calm. Until I see you next time, have fun with this one, everyone.